What is up, YouTube? Luke here, back again down at the harbor. Gonna go over my boat estimating process for ocean fishing boats, sailboats. I'm here to provide an estimate to the customer for this one, 21-foot Sea Swirl. Customer just purchased the boat, and it's going to be hauling it out for some work, so I want it to look clean and shiny. So I guess first part of the process is try and get a little bit of information that you can from the customer, the boat's history. So like I said, this guy just bought the boat and is unsure of any like maintenance history, especially detailing. I can tell you right now, just from brief look, clearly it hasn't been washed in 6 months, and it has not had a proper detail, like a good polishing. It's waxing in 2-3 years, for sure. Got some heavy rust staining on all the stainless. It's pretty common. They bleed. The rust bleed. Yeah. So I'll take a look around. Mildew. We got a bunch of mildew everywhere. There's mildew over here in the vinyl. Bolsters. You know, that bird poo is going to be stained. You got rust stains like this, and then just all this usual stuff in the non-skid. Luckily, it's not very aggressive non-skid, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. So, what I would do for this boat is, of course, you're always going to be starting with a wash. I would use caution on this. It looks pretty old. We'll just go over that with the customer first about the top. I would be focusing on the boat mainly. I would start with a thorough just wash, get the main layer of debris off, and then like after that, rinse that soap and then bleach the boat down. So I use one of those like pump sprayers, and I dilute my bleach 50-50, hose it down, do any extra scrubbing you got to do, so account for that time, and then rinse the bleach down. Rinse it pretty good. It can kind of stay on there, and then I would do the acid wash, which is going to treat like these rust stains, kind of like these drip lines here, pretty usual, pretty standard. And then it also like brightens the gel coat. I buy oxalic acid in crystal form, and then I dilute it myself per the directions on the bag. I'll leave a link. I get it on Amazon, so it's pretty easy to get a hold of. And then just follow the directions, and in another pump sprayer, I'll do that all over the whole boat, and it'll make it nice and bright white, and then remove that yellowing, and it'll also remove like yellowing on the bottom of the boat around the water line. But just use caution for, it's got green bottom paint, so any bottom paint and the oxalic acid, it's gonna leave like a white drip stain temporarily, so just be aware of that. And this is for sure a compound and polish and then protection process on this. So however long you think it's going to take you, count up your hours, and then what you need to make, and then price it out. A little trick I have for determining kind of the difference between my 1-step and 2-step is I do a finger rub. So you can see it's really dull. And then I do this. So let's see. You can see that there is some shine under there, which is good. So that means you don't have to sand it. Compound step and then a polish step will really make this nice, but we'll have to do compound because it's still dull and there's damage there. So it's gonna compound I do now is Shine Supply heavy cut, and I'll do that on a wool pad, double-sided wool pad on rotary, and then I'll follow that up to remove the holograms and do the protection in 1 step. I use Shine Supply Wake Up. It's like a ceramic infused sealant with abrasive in it. It's working really good. That would also be my 1-step solution for boats that get detailed regularly, like at least annually, right? You can usually get away with that. This one, clearly, there's no way that's gonna work for us on this one. And then, yeah, I would also, after washing for compounding or during compounding, I would use an old wool pad and get these stanchion bases, because it's going to make a bunch of black mess, and then that can get cleaned up in the 2nd step. Yeah, so let's see, wash somewhere between 3 and 4 hours, easily 3, probably closer to 4, to really do a thorough job, which you're going to need to do, because we got to get in, like, everywhere. This really hasn't been touched in a considerable amount of time. And then shoot, probably 12 to 14 hours of work with the polisher. This is easily a 16-hour job. Could go to like 18 hours. So, in my experience, that's about how long it would take me to do a boat of this size. So just work that into whatever you need to make an hour, and then sometimes I convert that dollar amount into like a price per foot, which is kind of how I do it on my website. Starting prices, just to give any customer browsing website at least a ballpark figure of where they're going to start for their boat. I'll leave a link to my website and links to the Shine Supply stuff that I use. And so next step would be me sending an estimate to the customer. I always want to go into this with an estimate that's been approved by the client, so you're both on the same page. And then I use, for estimating, I use a CRM that's OrbisX. I'll also leave a link to that. It's really good if you own a detailing business or any small business, service business. You really need a CRM. And I'll write a estimate up, and I can send it to their phone and email, and then they will approve it and do like an e-sign, and then also check a box accepting my terms and conditions as a business as far as payment and whatever you need to do, and then I'll schedule the appointment, and that CRM will also do my invoicing too, so it's really nice, it's handy. And then that would be that. So that's my process, and then hopefully we can book this job, and I can film the boat being detailed as well, so you can go kind of start to finish through the process. For me, it's just the way way I do it. I've been doing this for quite a few years now, and I know I can produce quality results in situations like this on a boat in this condition. Cool. All right. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this was helpful. Questions, you can contact me through my website. Comment here. It's better to reach me through the website or email. Yeah. Okay.